Hello and welcome to episode 75 of Raw and Score Trivia, the trivia podcast you can play anywhere. Well, I guess you can't play it underwater. You wouldn't be able to yell out your answers. Oh, you also can't play it in a library without getting in trouble. Actually, a rock concert, it would be pretty hard to hear the questions. Oh, and if you're in a deep tunnel, you can't play because there's no reception. Oh, and yeah, you can't also play on the sun because you would burn to death. Okay, I'm going to rephrase my intro. Welcome to episode 75 of Raw and Score Trivia, the trivia podcast you can play in some certain places. I am the Quizzard, and I've spent so much time listing places you can't play that I don't have time anymore for an opening spiel. Worth it? Oh, you also can't play in a vacuum because the sound wouldn't travel and you would also suffocate. As always, we are scoring out of a total 35 points with 20 questions worth a point each in the question round, an unbelievably stupidly hard question worth 5 points, a bonus round that's worth 5 points, and a game that we play throughout the question round which is worth 5 points as well. This week, the game is Quizzard Can't Count. In this game, I've forgotten completely how to count. I'm going to give you your question number at the start of every question, but one of them is going to be wrong. For example, I might say it's question 20 when it's actually question 1. I'm not going to make it that obvious, but that's the gist of it. If you pick up on my counting mistake, you get 5 points. Alright, so remember to listen for a counting mistake in the question round, which is starting now. Question 1. What is the capital city of Mexico? Mexico City. Question 2. Diabetes develops as the result of a problem with which specific organ in the body? The pancreas. Question 3. What does it mean to be altruistic? Altruistic. Or altruistic? I think it's al. Starts with an A. It means to be selfless and concerned about the well-being of others. As usual, close enough is good enough with definitions. Question 4. On the website Reddit, what do they commonly call it when a celebrity logs on to answer users' questions for a set amount of time? An AMA or an Ask Me Anything. I remember Obama did one when he was president. Reddit basically blew up. Question 5. What was Hitler's first name? Adolf. Are there still people cruising around with the last name Hitler? Like, surely he has descendants. I wonder if they'll just change their names. Is the name Adolf also retired now? Like, who's actually going to name their kid that? Actually, don't answer, I already know who. Question 6. Which of the big cats is the strongest swimmer? The tiger. Question 7. UFC is a type of fighting which occurs in an octagon. What does UFC stand for? Ultimate Fighting Championship. Question 8. Grossing over $22 billion US, what is the highest grossing TV show of all time? The Simpsons, but with the amount of seasons they've made, that's surely only like 40 cents an episode. Friends was second, if you're wondering. Question 9. In total, how many vowels are there in the word onomatopoeia? Onomatopoeia is onomatopoeia, which is 8 vowels. Question 10. Which character did Heath Ledger play in The Dark Knight? He played the Joker. Have you noticed that crazy evil people in movies always lick their lips? Is it a symptom of evilness that you get dry lips? Maybe chapstick refuses to sell to evil people? Why do they all do it? Question 11. In which TV show would you find Philip J. Fry? Futurama. And if you don't love Futurama, I don't love you. Question 12. On the last Wednesday of every August, the people of Spain have a festival dedicated to throwing what at each other? Tomatoes. I've recently decided this is going on my bucket list. I've always known about it, but I've just decided I definitely want to do that before I die. Question 13. Which US president issued the Emancipation Proclamation? Abraham Lincoln. I don't know what it is, but it sounds cool, so it must be alright. Question 14. Up until recently, which celebrity couple were known as Benefa? Benefa. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Question 16. In which city would you find the Louvre Art Museum? The Louvre is in Paris. When I went, the Mona Lisa was one of the most underwhelming parts of the museum. It was like a speck in the distance in front of a sea of people. There was so much cooler stuff in there. But did you realise that we skipped question 15 and went straight to 16? They sound pretty similar. I'm a sneaky little boy. 5 points to you if you know how to count. Question 16, for real. What is Coldplay's best-selling song as of July 2025? Viva la vida. Question 17. Which country would be an anagram of the words mango oil? Mango oil. Mongolia. Question 18. Which anime features main character Ira Shiratori fighting off ghosts and aliens with the help of her medium grandma? Dan to Dan. If you're into the most bizarre stuff imaginable, go give Dan to Dan a go. It's on Netflix. Question 19. Which 3 colours are used in the UK flag? Red, white, and blue. And question 20. Which continent has the lowest amount of desert? That is Europe. All right, that's it for the questions. Did you pick up that I couldn't count? 15 is not 16. Don't forget to add 5 points if you know that 15 isn't 16. Coming up in a second, we have the unbelievably stupidly hard trivia question and the bonus round of the episode. This week it is Spelling Bee. I'll see you in a moment for that. We're back, and it's time for the question you should never listen to through headphones because it will literally melt your brain. The really unbelievably hard trivia question. Okay, I've got a stupidly hard question. You get 5 points if you get this one right. If the average person walked the absolute average walking pace for 24 hours a day without sleeping or stopping, how long would it take them to walk 1,000 kilometres rounded to the nearest day? So they're walking the absolute average pace, 24 hours a day, no sleeping, no wee breaks. How long does it take them to walk 1,000 kilometres? Five more seconds. Okay, apparently the average walking pace is 5.5 kilometres an hour, and rounded to the nearest day, it would take 8 days to walk 1,000 kilometres. This is so much less than I thought. I might just stop driving when I go on holidays and walk if it's that quick. Give yourself 5 points if you know a lot about walking people, and it's time for the bonus round of the episode. This one's one of the most divisive ones. Some people love it, some people hate it. It is Spelling Bee. In this game, I'm going to give you 5 spelling words of varying difficulty, but none of them are particularly easy. You get 1 point for everyone you get right. I don't think I need to over-explain this. Spell the word. Spelling Bee, starting now. Word 1 is turquoise, as in, I'm pretty sure my poop should not be turquoise. Turquoise. Turquoise is spelt Turquoise. I misspelt it 3 times typing that question out, so it's safe to say I would have gotten this one wrong. Question 2. Mischief, as in, perhaps the mischief I got up to last night is the reason my poop is turquoise. Mischief. Mischief is spelt M-I-S-C-H-I-E-F. Okay, word 3 is quarantine, as in, I have been put in quarantine due to the fact that my poop has gone turquoise and it may be contagious. Quarantine. Quarantine is Q-U-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-E. Okay, word number 4 is labyrinth, as in, I spent days trying to get to the centre of the labyrinth, and all that was there when I got to the middle was some turquoise poop. Labyrinth. Labyrinth is L-A-B-Y-R-I-N-T-H. And the final word, always end with a hard one, is paraphernalia. As in, the magician carefully packed all of his paraphernalia before the big show. Not all of them have to be about turquoise poop, you sicko. Paraphernalia. All right, paraphernalia is spelt P-A-R-A-P-H-E-R-N-A-L-I-A. All right, fine. The magician turned everyone's poop turquoise. It's highbrow stuff. We love it. All right, that's it for Spelling Bee. I think they were the hardest 5 words we've done on that one, but they were definitely the best sentences I've ever done. Tally up your total score, and that's it for this episode score-wise. But don't forget, if you send me a message or leave me a comment with your name and score, I'll give you a little shout-out at the end of the show. Just so you know, I've been away since Friday, so I've recorded this one pretty early. So if you've sent me your score this week, I will get to it next week, but I've recorded this one early, so I've only got a few. The Tarrawood Propagators are winning so far with a 25. The Graphics Department scored a 20. And the guy who sends in the scores for the graphics team has a really cool Instagram if anyone's interested in cool drawing stuff. He has a Kermit the Frog Spider-Man, which is my favorite. It's Coop Illustration if you're into cool drawings. And Laura scored a 20. All right, I'll see you on Monday with another episode of Raw and Score Trivia. Bye-bye.